When we first arrived at St. Jude, it was just Claire and I.
And apparently I was muted. And we're live. So, other than that, due to work issues, I'm basically going to be streaming today instead of tomorrow because I won't be able to do so tomorrow. And this stream is going to be more than likely a, give or take, just a discussion. Discussion showing off what I plan on doing in the future. Just small stuff, really. And just seeing how things will go. Let me just question. Why are you? Okay, so for some reason that was there. For some odd reason. In addition to that, I'm just going to be, funny enough, that was actually one of the things I was supposed to be working on. Kind of a recreation of 7 Days to Die. Because, quite frankly, due to recent events with D&D, I decided that whatever program I make won't really solve the problems that we have. So, it's just better off to make a game. Have the full, well, everything essentially at my disposal. Okay, and that was on. Do a quick test. Okay, so this is infuriating. Uh, do, 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 do. Mhm, mhm. Okay, that should be enough. Hopefully. Okay. Well, while I'm trying to fix this, essentially the idea for this stream is also to go over the idea of the channel and everything else, since I am essentially 3 animations behind. I everything else since I am essentially 3. Okay, and looks like everything's good. Sorry for the pause. So, yeah, I'm 3 animations behind. I have several projects that need to be worked on, but I needed to wait until after Christmas of this year. And that's when I should have free time to just try to hammer things out. But the way things are going, I won't be able to achieve anything. So, for the entirety of this month, it's just going to be basically me edging closer to completion, basically setting things up so when that time arrives, I can essentially just push. Because right now, I more than just disappointed a lot of people who've already subscribed to the channel. And honestly, I've been working on trying to make things better. Because I just don't like where I'm at. I needed to improve, and I think I've hit that milestone. Because the next animation is, again, a short, but I mean, it's something. It's better than what's there. So I should be able to do something a little more substantial. As for this, 7 Days to Die, I mean, it's not doing poorly, but it's not exactly doing great either. Doesn't have that, what would you say, replayability, essentially. Plus, I could use it as a test bed of sorts. Right now, this is just going to be a background for something else. Since I'm going to try to make something. And I think I'm also going to try a bit of on the, try to start doing, say, audio stories, something similar to like audiobooks. Because I've written stories before, but I never really put them out there or anything else. Not because I'm afraid of how well it would do, but rather if it's even worth putting out there. And I think I'm going to go ahead and take that shot. See how that goes. Okay, so this is crappy. I'll I'll work on it later. That's definitely temporary. But overall, yeah, I'm gonna expand. I'm gonna have to expand. Try to do something more. Overall, the streams themselves are supposed to be just Q&As. Overall, since I know I won't be able to always spend time answering questions or making sure things are going smoothly, and since this channel is basically, well, small, probably not gonna really go far. I might also have something out there. There we go. And we can do that later. So overall, right now, just for today, at least on the stream, I'm going to just essentially just try to put together some thoughts for this because once I make the game engine, I'll have some basic tools. I won't have everything, and it's going to take even more time just to figure that out. And once I've done that, then I have the tools to basically just make games. Just so many ideas over the years. And the way I have set up or understand how to set up programming, it's not that hard. I just need the tools. Tools that aren't going to screw me over when say I want to do something like Bethesda when I try to do online components and I had to start from scratch with an age-old engine, which consumed too much time, but necessary time. And I know I'm going to have some idiots who are going to try to do stupid stuff to try to influence me to make certain things. So, we'll handle that when that time comes. When it comes. But in any case, that's the plan. Try to start making games. Start putting more animations, get more attention. Maybe actually follow my little rule of at least one video a month. Instead of trying to be lazy and using streams as a means to indicate I'm still around. Because I've been doing pretty poorly, just trying to spend the time to improve. So I kind of owe the people who've actually stuck around to owe them a few videos this month, which I'll probably work on later, much later, but yeah. Especially when I try to start accessing or start doing 3D, which might be a bit slow, hence the reason why I need that more time. But other than that, that's pretty much it. So, for myself, I say for myself, I've actually forgotten. So for, I don't know, background music for zombies, I don't know. Sure. Just add something in the background. Okay. So, the idea for this is kind of pulling from other ideas. Uh, like one of the stories, which I was explaining about. So, it's gonna be like 7 days to die, essentially. Basically, give the player the ability to modify terrain, make, structures, crafting, whatever. It's basic stuff. But I'm thinking over across more onto the smaller stuff. Like, I mean, people will abuse things. They will try to find things to make things easier. And I need to make it where I want that feel of something depressing, something where not just depressing, oppressive as well, because I don't want you guys running around and going willy-nilly and feel like, yeah, this is just another day and another apocalypse. I want you to feel like you're trying to survive. Like every moment you're out there could be your last. And if I could set up the code right, I probably will scare the crap out of myself a lot of times before I even get it out there for people to test. And then, of course, having to test networking and everything else, so that's going to be fun. But the most important part is probably the basic enemies. Because they are going to be human, or humanoid. And I'm thinking, I want to say The Last of Us, but something more offside from plant-based, definitely biological. Can't really do zombies that isn't, biological, unless you essentially make Terminators that are brain dead. Something mutating, something horrifying. So let's do this. I think I'm just going to do it piece by piece. Let's have a little marker. Come on, there we go. Because if I can do that, I've essentially have nailed down. The looks are only going to be part of it, but it'll be vital enough. Okay, there's the half and half. And I've partially forgotten my anatomy. Great. So, let's see. So if that was to shatter, then new muscles was to form, which means right about here. Right about there is where I need that hinge to be. Pointed. See. Tilt that here. Curves all the way around. Okay, but it's generally flat, so let's make it like this. Take the mandible of the human skull, and then we'll do something a little more horrifying. Then one more reference for the eye. I think I'm just going to show kind of like an early stage, and well, I want to say infection? I haven't really worked out the kinks for how this is going to play, but I think I want to keep it that way. Leaves a little more flexibility. Maybe, I say maybe we could do it. Maybe have it as a, do an animation, but that's probably taking time away from it. I just need something, because eventually it'll eventually be used for the game itself. I need more. Jeez. Which, also, if I'm pausing a bit here and there, I am also writing it down. Because right now my ideas there, I'm trying to maximize certain of the designs. Because, for example, like, most of your survival games, they tend to rely heavily too much on food and water. And that's kind of, I mean, yeah, that's basic. Okay, you need to feed, you need to hydrate. Because without it, we die. It's like, fine, that's basic knowledge. But the thing is what happens if, you know, you're in a situation where technology is no longer replicatable? You're not able to create new technology. You're not able to freaking, you know, essentially replicate what was already previously made. Oh, hello there. Oh, and sorry if I can't exactly see the stream. Not entirely, but yeah, I'm just thinking things through. Oh, and then the ammunition too. That's kind of the small issue. Because most of those survival games, it's just so easy to make, or even hoard. That's the other issue. You're not really, you can stockpile, and that's, if I want something impressive where you feel like it's, you know, I'm going to say despairable. I want it to be fun, but not so oppressive where it feels like, yeah, this is something that you have to dread. Because I don't want something like this little basic thing so hard to fight that you guys don't want to go out. Because at that point, it'll probably be like all these other survivals. They'll make a base, they'll make the food and water, and they'll stay in the safe zone. Maybe poke their head out every once in a while. I want this world to be dangerous, but I want it to be explorable. And after that, Ren, how are you? Actually, probably the first time I'm actually doing this where it's someone else. Knowledge. Oh, right, that. I forgot about that. I've taken that little idea from Wizards with a Gun. It's, I don't think many developers even realize that's a thing. Because giving items... Oh, shoot. Giving items and then letting the players have no idea what it does, it's like, yeah, it kind of leads into exploration a bit. And now I need the... Not the human skull, I need a human face. Because the idea of this affection is supposedly growing. It's not just you die and you get back up. It's something that festers. And I think I'm gonna tear from there. I think my main issue is the bottom lip. Because if the mandible of the jaw is broken. Because mutations, whatever you want to call it, break. It wouldn't heal. And that's kind of the funny part about this. I'm not going to spoil some of the things I have planned because that's purely going to be in the code and I have no idea if it'll work. Because if it doesn't, I got to readjust. And that's going to suck. But if I do, or if it does, then wonderful. I'm going to be needing lots of pairs of underwears during the testing phase. Because, oh god, that's going to be horrible. Actually, you know what? I think I'm going to take you. Delete that. Because if I have an outline, I don't think this is going to work well. Let's just say... Let's take this. Say things are getting stretched. The eye, I'm not sure about it. But other than that, gameplay-wise, I think I have it pretty down pat. It's mainly going to be down to the AI. Like, that is going to be my little gamble. Oh, and before I forget, let me go write that down real quick. Since friends decided to make fun of Yogi the Bear, I had to do a thing about Yogi the Bear. And that's gonna be a weird character to deal with. But the main thing is factions. I forgot about that. Because 7 Days to Die, I don't know about the previous update, but factions are a bit lackluster. They're not really doing much. Something... No, that's gonna take a little more thought than that. Because I could say, oh, they can have food, they can have all this. That's not really gonna mean much. It's like... So, of course, everyone wants to survive. Oh, the bottom of it. Tears. Okay, tears into the neck does that. Nose is stretched, mouth is there. And then... Gonna need... you. There we go. I think that'll work. The question is, how do I want to make the AI? Because I'm not actually, I don't know if assuming anyone's even still here, even wants to add to it in a comment if they watch this later, but how do people would feel about slow enemies like walkers, runners? I mean, when I say slow, I mean more the standard zombie stuff, because that's not exactly frightening. Right, and if I make those kind of AIs, it wouldn't be that great. If I'd actually maybe probably actually would be very difficult. Because if I do the AI a certain way, it's not going to be... Okay, let's put it this way. Here are my goals. If it wasn't in white. this design, this is the biggest one. I need to have fear. I need to have something that's recognizable, but still alien. And if I could make it, if I can make it that way, that should be fine. I think I have it. I just need to, I just need to puke out my brains a little bit on this. Let's see. I'm just going to medical. What I need is bone poking out of muscle. Because this stuff is supposed to be mutating, but it's destroying first. Yeah, they're not going to show anything grotesque. So, if I had to make guesses, there's there. Okay, so if the facial muscles are like that, then that's what we'll do. I'll take this. Anything else growing? Well, it's supposed to be a. I mean that. Right. Oh, I keep forgetting I can't spoil. Oh God. No wonder devs have so much of a hard time. Especially story writers. I mean, trying to keep everything under wraps without someone spoiling, especially if it's something decent, it's kind of hard. There's always gotta be that one guy who ruins everything. Oh, I could just add it to that too. So, the objective of this one is actually going to be quite different. Let's see. You escape the planet. At least that's the basics of it. Is you're on a planet, as far as I've written down. You're on a different planet. Humanity's already started colonizing, and then something goes wrong, and now you have these weird human creature-like things coming after you. You got to survive long enough to either escape, take over the planet in some shape or form. Because these aren't just going to be zombies that spawn. There's a limited population. They can only there's going to be so many of them. So, I'm thinking code-wise, that should be possible. That should be very easy. Just give it a number, a minimum number to a maximum. Say millions to maybe a billion. I don't know how it's going to handle it, but it's going to keep track of how it's going to have kind of like a respawn counter, essentially using that. And that should be fine because, I mean, if there's, say, you're on an island and there's only 100,000, there should only be 100,000. So, yeah. But of course, let's see. Limited zombie population. Because especially if it's going to be planet-side. Oh, speaking of planet-side, I don't know if it's even possible for me to make like an open world map. There we go. A little too loud. But yeah, if I make an open world map, so you could just do instancing. It's like, okay, in code, how does that translate? Because the computer is stupid. Very, very stupid. But it's fast. That's the great part about it. And instancing, it will go down to the renderer. Oh dear lord. Let's put that on a backlog, because if I needed to run some tests on that engine first before I even try something like that. Because if I get that, that should make that little side of things easier for future games. But the idea for this one, at least. It's either gonna be map based or actually it's gonna be interesting then. Yeah, maybe a smaller scale. In the end, doesn't matter. Yep. Can't wait to get my own place. Not be here. But other than that, yeah, I think I have it down pat. So humanity started colonizing. You guys have gotten to other planets. This one, for some reason, you're living on had some sort of incident. You go underground. Oh, before I do that, do I have that background? Good, because I'm not gonna just have you guys come out of bunkers and just you all start from a bunker. It's like, nah, no, no. Because if I want this to have some sort of story behind it, I need it to have some sort of background, and that's going to determine your start, but it's also going to determine relationships with factions. However, I'm going to do that. And then, okay, you start, and then, of course, you have skills. Skills, I'm going to make something similar on to Oblivion or Borderlands, where the more you use it, the more you gain. How you learn things. How you learn things. I don't know, honestly. I mean, honestly, if you guys were to learn skills, usually through... Oh, I know what I can do here. Hold on. Isn't there a layer... Layer. No, you have the fascia, then you have the muscles, you have the freaking... all the different binding parts. So I think, actually, yeah, that's what I'll do. Let's outline that real quick. I think that's going to make it basic. Doot. Let's do that. No. There we go. Oh. Okay, and that's what I'll do. White and death. No, these things can't be dead because death means decomposure, and decomposure is not really that great for a zombie. Especially if your goal is to catch and eat. Which... how I'm going to handle deaths. But before I go back on a tangent, back to the story, or the premise of it. So, backgrounds determine where you come from. Make this flatter. Supposed to be like a pus or something. It determines your relationships, determines your where you start, and it should set things up. And of course, have little things where it starts changing situations as the world evolves. And from there, I think pretty much I just leave it open. Just let the players do what they want, learn what they want. Just... I think I should also detach the story from the players. Not because it would be bad, but because... yeah, let's have a mend bit. No, we'll just work off the frame. Okay, so that'll work. Put that there, put that there. Actually... found it broken off there. Actually, it'll be like that. So, if I take this off, do that. Oh, and events. Events in between. Because there's going to be multiple endings. There's different ways you could take this. You could you definitely can have different story branchings. It's a few right now, but I think in general, I think that's the way I want to have it. But how you achieve it will just give different flavors of it. Not entirely certain if that should be a thing. Well, I mean, New Vegas kind of does it. I think. Does it require more brain power to understand? breaking this. I've been breaking the jaw. God dang it. No, it's gonna be part of that. So yeah, we'll just keep it like this then. Yeah, this is gonna be an image anyway. So it's not like I'm animating where I need it to be a certain way. Oh, now I need to tilt his head. Because it's not exactly functioning properly. Well, as far as goes, humans would. There we go. Broken jaw. Mutating. Give a little image here and there. The game itself, I don't think I'm going to take it slow though. I'm going to take it slow. It shouldn't take too long. I'm not going to be too meticulous about graphics or anything else. I just want to make sure it works. It's fun. It just essentially just works. Make sure everything's fleshed out. Won't be the most graphically impressive. Won't be the most, well, anything really. Just give you a game. I'm gonna misspell head. Skills, knowledge. Knowledge, well, that's part of the exploration. I'm gonna allow you guys to just make anything you want, as long as you, the players, have that knowledge. It doesn't matter if your character knows or not. If you know it, you know it. Need you to go off for a second. Yeah, that should give me the leverage for that. Actually, no, let's do this. There. And the lip will be here, but if it tore... Ugh. No, we'll just do over that, so do that there. Maybe. Yeah, let's hold off on that for a second. Let's just do the mandible first. Because when I mix this all together, it's going to have to come together in a way that's easy. Let's put it on top. Yeah, yeah. Gore. Oh, actually, I think when I made the game engine and I put it together and done the test and everything else and it runs well, I think I might do a stream where it's just a bunch of voting, where it's just I've already got the basics, like what I'm doing now, the basics of it, the groundwork of it all done. Yeah, so once I get it all done, I'll go look for people's opinions. And once it's a little like this. Once that's pretty much set, then I should be able to... Yeah, no, that I should pull more skin, actually. a little more there. Okay. Here's that. And do a little bit later here. Pews? No, pass. Okay. See, so I have the idea of the gameplay, the story, kind of basic. Let's see. Skills, yeah, it's mainly based on the background. I don't think I'm going to make that too complicated. Because I could tie that to no, not exploration, but no, I guess it would be exploration. So I ain't gonna do levels either. That kind of cheapens things. I mean, if you shoot a guy in the head, he should be dead. Not you shoot a guy in the head, and because he has a health bar, and your gun's level is lower than his. It's like, yeah, that kind of cheapen things. Need you to go away for a second. Need you to disappear for a second. Go there, you go there. Poof. Lessen you a little bit. Just means I need to change you. Or I don't think I'm going to do anything too complicated. I'm just gonna make it simple. As for starting it, shoot, starting it code-wise, nah, I think I'm just gonna worry about the basics. Probably lay out the ground for the code. Kind of like something like I'm doing now, but instead for the game, it's for the code itself. It's meant to have an idea of how I'm gonna put it together before I put it together, so in case if I need to swap anything out, it won't be too difficult. It won't be too bad on that. So that's probably how I'm going to be developing games from now on, unless, you know, I find another way, which it's always a great idea to try to improve things. I need you to stop pushing it so far up over there. Because if that's happening, I need you to go down. Excuse me. Okay, and then we have... Nah, crap baskets. Okay. I'm just gonna... Please tell me you're there. Yep, okay, that's fine. Lower it a little bit. There. Pus head with broken mandible. And no nose. Let's... Let's do this. Let's take the nose outline. Use that for now as a new out. Or I can just do that. Use that as a new outline and then I keep working. Oh, actually, that is a... Okay, sorry about that. I just had to fix that. Okay, so... I think... Yep. think I have the basis for everything. Almost everything. Okay, the second part of the stream is actually meant for, I mean, if anyone actually wants to respond or even talk, is, figure out what people like. Because quite frankly, the problem I have with, most of the survival games is how they actually do it. Which is so freaking descriptive. I think I messed this up a little bit. Oh well, fix it later. Get rid of you, because that may be the goal, but I think it's achievable. And I think I have enough of the skills, artwork-wise, to make this happen. If not, I'll just turn to 3D, then modify from there. Game-wise, though, well, surviving. Surviving is a bit blah. It doesn't have the, it doesn't have really anything pushing it. I mean, story's fine. Story will allow it to give incentives, essentially. Because at least with a story, it might give the players an incentive to say, hey, I want to go over here, I want to explore, or I want to go over here to do this quest to, you know, get something for this person so I can get higher standings, yada yada yada. Which is fine. It's like, yeah. Give them a reason to step outside their little comfort zone and try to explore, try to get things. But that's the other thing too. I want the AI to pressure you to do so. Either that or I'm heavily underestimating people's ability, or not ability, incentive to explore a game. After all, a lot of them like to break games within a week, which will be actually kind of fun to see. Oh shoot, if it broke off at his jaw, I would have shift that too. Shoot. We're showing it off? I'm not certain. I'm actually not certain how I would actually show off the game itself once I've got it, like, full steam ahead and ready to go. Oh. I need to look something up real quick. Because, I wouldn't say they're... Well, I mean, they themselves are dead, but... Not undead. In a sense, that would be, since as a what was it, zombie apocalypse would be. Because I still want it to be close to a zombie, just something that's a little more terrifying. Okay, so everything just whites out? Okay. But overall, if I design this well and I get everything in order, I think I will, well, once I get the animations done too and everything else, actually garner some attention. I think I'll hold a stream where I'll start asking people just their input, get something together, and try to just make a decent game and then get people's inputs, and then I don't know. Oh, I've always found people tend to have better ideas than devs, sometimes more so than others, which is sometimes scary. No, let's double up on that. I better say, I think the software is about ready to crap on me. I need you to slightly. But other than that, Let's see real quick. Yeah. Oh, ammunition. Yeah, no, I think I'm gonna make ammunition. I wouldn't say limited. I want to say it's things like arrows. Those aren't really difficult to make. Bullets. I mean, if we're gonna be on a high-tech world with a monster outbreak, then it's probably not going to be, too difficult to get chemicals or resources. Producing it, though, chemistry. Well, the bane of all things, I suppose. I have to figure something out there. I think some things I'm going to divulge. Other things, like I said, the story and stuff, I think I'm just going to leave that behind the curtains for now. Let me just get one more outline. Okay, I think I got it. Heavy emphasis on think. And you're above. Good. So I'm going to deform you. Put that there. And you'll have to excuse me for one moment. Okay, now I think I have something to talk about. They're gonna actually talk without being interrupted because reasons. Okay. So the whole idea for Spock use here now, and anyone else. Never mind. Okay, maybe this time. Fucking hell. Now. I refuse to turn it down. You must be blinded by the great ambience of zombie music because I don't know. Honestly, the whole idea of this stream was just to work out some ideas, maybe draw a basic enemy, at least outline of it, before I trash it and remake it into something better, because I think that's all it's going to serve as. Because what I'm trying to do with it isn't exactly, not exactly fitting right. And you turned as well. Crap. Like I said, it was Taco and Zerg. It was the whole idea about, actually going back to the idea of making 7 days to die. If I could get this eye to turn right. Yeah, that should work, right? I have to do something to the eye, make it look more disgusting. But overall is, I just laying down the idea because I already talked about it. The idea of having factions, AI that'll freaking actually change over time. It's just 7 days to die. I don't know about the terrain modifications though. That doesn't seem to, yeah, I'm just gonna cut you out. Fine. Terrain modifications, I'll try it maybe. If it doesn't work, I'll just find a workaround. Something along the lines. I'm gonna need another one of you. But then I need another one of you. Because instead of doing the whole someone dies and the virus took over, blah blah blah, I want something where it's a little more viable. I want to say viable. Something that makes a little more sense than just because it happened. But yeah, this will be the first game I make. Networking, no freaking idea how that's gonna come together. But once it does, I mean, it's not gonna be graphically great. It's just gonna be a decent game. That's all that's gonna be worked on. Just make sure it's actually okay. I think for outline-wise... Oh. You know what? I don't think... I need to look something up real quick. Because I want the... At least it's supposed to be the idea of a basic enemy. Something that's like, okay, someone is killed, and then he has something growing on him, type of thing. Okay, I could do that. Because I need you to... Actually, no, I could just stem from that. Because the idea is that it's not just someone that, or just another human who just transformed because he died and virus has taken over. Actually, it's not a bad idea. I think I haven't turned. What I want is something that is like you will actively see change them. It's like that's not gonna be saying the models have to vary. Kind of. Maybe I have a workaround for that, but either way, it's just the idea of having undead person walk to you. No, I'm not doing two tin cans connected with a string. You do have technology. Well, I want to say you do have technology. You don't really have technology. What you have is it's already past freaking the space age. Humanity's colonizing planets, yada yada yada. The idea is that you're in a high-tech place. You cannot replicate the technology, so you have to either make jury rig them or make up your own. And that's where the whole skill system comes to play. But I'm gonna wait on that a little bit until the game engine's built. Once the game engine's built, I can already start getting the basis of the gameplay down. Just get that going, get out of the way, fine tune it. Don't need to worry about modeling or anything else because I'm gonna take Nintendo's route. The game's got to be good first before I even freaking put time and effort into assets because assets I build now may not be applicable anywhere else. So why do it? Other than that, I think that's the basis for it. Have kind of like a drooping face. One of the mandibles, the jaw is broken off, tearing down the throat a bit. And you can see inside of it, the human teeth kind of... human teeth still being there, just need to be mutated a bit, slightly. It's supposed to be like the earliest things you find. Nothing you actually encounter. In fact, I'm going to take something real quick. I deleted it, didn't I? Yes, I did. Oh well. Easy enough to replicate. Just like the whole animation thing. Which probably today. If I worked on the animation today, I should probably be pretty much close enough to being done. Or at least on the last frames. I can just post it, show off that freaking new technique I'm using, and then actually make animations so people stop leaving me. But overall, now, like I said, and the way things are going, I might as well just start hammering things out. But yeah, overall, I'm gonna eventually at some point I'm gonna ask for people's input. Whoops. Actually, I don't need you to be... I need to be... no, let's have it angled. There we go. Use this as the basis. Actually, I need to boop, and then boop. There we go. No, I mean, you're gonna have to cook because the idea of you can just go out, plant, and just eat, and it's like, yeah, this is an alien planet. The resources are no longer coming in to, you know, supply the population anymore. You kind of need something. So, alright, fine, something temporary until you can jury rig it to actually make it better than the scraps you find. Because I want everything to have value until something better can be done. And then once I reach that point, then I could try to freaking find, you know, ways to make early game things still viable later. This... yeah, let's call it a helmet. Regardless, it's going to be a helmet. The thing is, if... no cast iron serving spoon. Because cooking is a skill. It's something that has to be grown and, well, I say grown. More like, where is this stupid thing? Building, crafting, medical, fighting, farming, cooking. Fighting, I think it's just very broad because the idea is for this, the game's going to have a story, but it's a story that I'm not going to be in full control of. I'm not going to railroad people. It's going to be down to the AI, and that's what scares me. What people do with it is what's going to scare me more, because that's going to be interesting on how they do that. Especially if I'm going to make it reactive. No. What I'm going to do is... Actually... Let me look up something real quick. Gas mask. Because... theoretically should be... Oh, there's other things. Yeah, like I said, there's a lot of ideas I have. Most of it's been written down, but there's some other ones I haven't really figured out if I want to do it or not. Because I want to see if I can combine a gas mask with an astronaut's helmet. Because it's supposed to be the future anyway. It's supposed to be so advanced, and I know we're going to do something stupid like that. Oh, that's perfect. So, if the human head, at least from our eyes, just from looking, so there to there to there to there. Get rid of you. So theoretically, put that there. It's gonna be circular, yeah. Okay. Yeah, and the top and rear should be a little more durable. Well, that's the idea. It's just combat, essentially, because I need to make it vague and then go into specifics, because categorizing. I need things to be vague right now, because when I start putting together the UI, it needs to be organized in a way that can be easily accessed. Unlike Call of Duty, that wants to pretend to be Netflix when it's a video game, because some moron up top thinks he's better than all the developers in knowing what they're doing. So we're going to take you. But yeah, just do some artwork. Put this together. Rounded. Yeah, I have something else here. Put that there. Boof. Well, like I said, this is gonna be a while though. It's gonna be I'll probably actually have it fully kicked off towards December. I'm just gonna slowly work with the game engine, just get some of the more basic things done. And then when all is done and said, I should have the tools needed to just get it going. Because once that's done, I'm pretty much just gonna kill everything. Well, kill everything in the sense of getting work done. Because honestly, I think I'm gonna end up working on 2 games at the same time, which will be fine. One of them's gonna be slow anyway. They're gonna take a while, and December is when I'm gonna get the final piece for that second game anyway. So just like the first one, I need to have the framework for it done. I need to have the ideas, have it all done, and then I can just go once that engine's ready. It probably won't be fully ready because I don't think I have anything for audio. Okay, and the astronaut helmet doesn't exactly... crap baskets. I need to somehow extend the bottom. Back to the gas mask. Ah. Well, that's supposed to be fitted if it's going to be on top and still have a breather. I'm going to extend from there. That should work. Yeah. I'll just work on I'll just do the artwork, get something a little here and there. Eventually post it elsewhere. Somewhere. Because like I said, I'll do a stream eventually where I'm just going to have basically say, everyone come in, come now, and I'm going to just let ideas flow. Especially once the basics is done. But also, that's the other thing too. I have a funny feeling people who probably go see this after the stream after it's done, probably gonna complain. You didn't framework anything. Like, kind of need to start with an idea first. Without the idea, you have nothing. Do I want to do flat? Maybe. Oh no, it's gonna be thin there. Then it's gonna drop. Well, here's the thing. How's the filters on some of those gas masks? Oh, right. Go there. Do that. Okay, I guess I'm doing that then. Oh well. But yeah, like I said. Oh, that is the one thing. PvP. Should it be a persistent world thing? Because once I start networking, which will be very soon, the minute the game is pretty much going, I need to know if that should be a thing, because persistent world, yeah, it's going to exist. It's going to have co-op, since most of these companies want to seem to keep neglecting it. Oh, I think that's done. Yeah, I don't need you anymore. This will probably look better once I get this idea to the 3D. Yeah, let's do it this way. Boom, boom. Yeah, no, we'll just raise that. Yeah, that'll work. Actually, that is a curious thing. Do people even still... Do they actually like DayZ? Because if people... Oh, man, people... Of course, there's people who like DayZ. The better way to define this question, or define it in a way that's more understandable. Do people actually like DayZ for freaking... Let's say for zombies, I should say. Or for the zombie survival aspect of it. Because I want this to be definitely something that leaves some sort of impression on players. Half hour. Okay, well, since I only have a half hour left. This... Let's take off the head. God. Yeah, I'm gonna have to work on it. It's supposed to be an outline, essentially. Something to work with. Overall, eventually, it's gonna eventually become the actual artwork, but I'm gonna need to work in tandem with the 3D if I'm gonna make something viable. In the meantime, I think I'm going to... Let me look at the story first. Okay, yeah, it's not on here. Good. I could go off and show it off. No, the engine... I think that's the one misconception most people have about engines, game engines. Because it's not the game engine. Game engine is just... It's like... I mean, that's the reason why we use engine. It's something in the background. It's something that runs things. It's everything else that interacts with it. Because the engine needs to handle the graphics card. It needs to handle all the coding for the shaders, the APIs, everything that runs the game, from rendering to freaking understanding everything else. Okay, that exploded. Okay, and the thing is, people like to blame the engine. It's not really the engine. It's just what code did they put in to interact with the engine? Because the engine can handle it, great. But if it can't, yeah, it's like, and then they gotta go fuck with it. And they, I mean, most half the time for programmers, we don't really have a choice. You either have to completely destroy it and work from the ground up. So I try to find OBS. There you are. Or you try to somehow just make it work. There we go. You stupid little thing. There. So, last half hour, I think I'm just going to go ahead and just try to work out the idea. So, great, thanks. Basically, most of the stuff I talked about earlier at the start of the stream, it's basically going to be something similar to 7 Days to Die because it's okay. There's the exploration, you have the survival, but it's just there's certain aspects they haven't refined to a point where the gameplay is something that's, I want to say, leaves an impression. And I'll be right back. Need to do something real quick. Okay, and I'm back. Can't wait to be on my own because, yeah, having people who disrespectfully just constantly making noise or trying to basically just ruin your health, it's wonderful. So yeah, that's the reason why I want to push further and a little bit harder on the animations, get more of attention, especially with this. If I'm going to make a game, I want it to be good. Okay. So essentially, 7 Days to Die, have survival. I mean, but the thing is, I want the because you're gonna have to manage health, food, water. But I'm gonna make the food and water more, not as much of a nag. So of course it's gonna be renewable, but it's gonna be weaker by itself because I mean, 7 Days to Die, just plant a bunch of corn, mass produce that crap. You got food for days. You're set. It's like, nutrition. I don't think. I hate you. Add that to the list of things to eventually do. Apparently, orbital strikes is now a thing. Because yes, it is you are a colonist of some sort. Well, security, freaking colonist, whatever. Whatever your background is. You're on an alien planet after humanity already started colonizing planets. You don't know anything about these zombies. You have, and story-wise, just like that was one of the concerns why I didn't go to this immediately. Is because, you know, spoiling things. But I haven't put anything down, which is fine. It works. It's wonderful. And things like factions, I think I'm going to leave factions out for, well, I mean, I'll leave it in there, but I'm not going to show it. Because I want that to be in the unknown. It's going to play hard into story. For everything else, see, that's the main issue I've been thinking about. Because, like I said, like the survival aspect, the main problem I have with survival games is players will store shit. I mean, everyone pretty much does. It will store things until the end of time just to have that stockpile. I need to make that less viable. Like, I wouldn't want to say less viable. I want it to, because the whole goal of the game, hold on. The goal is supposed to be oppressive. You're literally fighting to survive, not, I built a thing, I'm now impregnable, and nothing can come and kill me. It's like, at that point, you basically have beaten the survival aspect. You have food. You have, especially if you have a source of food and water that's indefinite, and then you have a structure to protect you. It's like at that point, you've beaten the survival aspect. There's no reason to be concerned. I want to wipe that. I want that. I want the feel of the game to be oppressive. Uh, what's another way to put it? I want every moment to feel like fighting to survive. Yeah, that's the other thing. Let's add one more thing. Automation, because I can't. That's the one thing I found annoying. I think most people probably might agree when I do that future stream, going through the ideas, especially once I've already like sanitized everything. You know, to basically things that are shared from the things that don't want to be shared. I think I want to have automation because I don't think like having to constantly monitor water or not water, but growing crops, making sure for water is being produced. Because apparently we do have ways to produce water. Africa, of all places, has developed a thing for that instead of having to, constantly go to rivers or anything like that. No, no AKs. No AKs. Why would? You know what? I actually, if you think about it, someone's gonna be stupid enough to try to make an anti-AK and try to take it to freaking space. Because we're humans, we're stupid. We're probably gonna do it. But no. Let's do this. Let's actually specify because I might confuse myself later. Animation for farming. Water collection. Because eventually you guys will not want to do it, but the thing is, if I'm... that. No, go away. That's the second issue I've been running into every time I've been thinking about game design, is the fact that once you got, it's like if you do the constantly farming, the constant water collection, it's like that's taking time away from during the day to actually, explore, collect, make things for that next goal you have. It's like, yeah, it gets annoying. And the more people you have, the more food and water you need to get. But if I do automation, that alleviates that, which is great. But then people are exploring more, they're gathering more, they're doing more, which is great. But there's only so much I can put in a game. After all, I don't think anyone wants to download 200 gigabytes of a game again. Well, that's the thing. Automation is going to start weak. It's always going to. I'm going to like tech-wise. It's always going to be weak because, like I said, you're on an alien planet. You have high tech, but you cannot replicate it. So you basically got to work from scratch. How I'm going to do the tech, I'm not certain. I'm not entirely certain. I think I want to tie it to the skills. The skills like building, crafting, medical, like all of that stuff. Like that's just vague for now until I get something there going. But overall, I think I want to have automation. I don't know about crafting though. Let's have that on the side note as well. Or let's actually ask it as a question. Because automating crafting is like it'll fall into the other thing I had a problem with, ammunition. Because most of us will just literally stockpile ammunition, and if we can stockpile ammunition, then most of the threats out there start, they stop being threats. And that's where the whole feeling of the whole oppressive, trying to feel like you're fighting for every moment, which then comes the next issue. Like I can make the ammunition to a point where like the weaker ones, they're easy to craft. Fine, they're easy to craft. You can use that for self-defense against all the hordes and everything else. Fine. But the higher ones, like the ones that can easily wipe the floor with them, except for like the more higher enemies, those I know are gonna make it either expensive or hard to obtain the resources. But it shouldn't be so hard that it's almost impossible, unless you know a freaking nuke. It's like something that's very powerful. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna make that very rare. Or I'm gonna just put a limited number where it's like, yeah, this is a one-time use, one-time find. Make it count. I mean, that's the idea, like lasers or like energy weapons. Like, oh, I could just charge it. It's like I said, I'm not going too deep into it yet because, like I said, gameplay wise, I want it the framework of it done. Because when I start, I want it going. I don't want to be stopping and then think about it and then try to code it and test and think about it. It's like I want it just going. The only time I should be stopping and thinking about it is like, okay, is this code gonna screw up something else later in the future? Is it gonna play nice with this other code? It's like, okay, fine. That's a constant worry throughout anyway. Uh, well, that's the other thing. I shouldn't probably shouldn't do rechargeable weapons either because that falls with the whole. Oh shoot! I think I run into a contradiction here because if the ammunition's supposed to be low, like I said over here, melee should be possible but not viable against undead. Because, I mean, they're undead. You're supposed to, if you're punching them, it's like you're not going to do much. And if you're not doing much, he's most likely going to beat you in a fight of attrition because he can take the damage and you kind of can't because he's stronger. It's like, alright, fine. That's the whole idea of them, coming up to bite you and everything else. It's like, okay, fine. Make melee the undead zombie thing mutations their advantage. Make melee a more like a last resort for you if you have to do it. So you're always trying to keep them at range or something. It's like, all right, fine, but give you enough. It's like trying to do Doom Eternal's thing, where it's like I'm gonna give you ammunition, but just enough, type of thing. Which that one, I've seen the testing of some devs on that from back in the '90s. Oh god, that's gonna be a pain to sort out. Uh, play it again. No, no, right now. Maybe that. Cause I'm trying to play it out of my head. Like I said, once I get the code going and I can actually test it, it might. Also, how loud are you? Not loud enough. Okay. Okay, so. And I can breathe again. Okay, and I think I'm getting a little too loud. Okay, what about now? It's still a bit loud. Why are you so loud? A little bit down. There we go. That should be, there we go. That should be better. There we go. So, I mean, but that's the thing, though. There's going to be people who, let's do this then. Let's ask that as a question. Rechargeable energy. I can spell things. Limit the inventory. Limit inventory because if I have rechargeable, what people will do, they'll just gather it and just have a crap ton of those, nearly dead battery cells. But it wasn't because I'm gonna just put a cap on it where essentially, yeah, it's still rechargeable, but this is how high it goes, and that's always gonna be it because it's rechargeable. It's like, okay, fine. Oh, I should add another thing. Non-repairable. Batteries, I should say. Yeah, because if I say you can repair it, people are gonna freaking hoard the crap out of energy, and that's gonna kill things. I think I need to play with that idea a little bit more if I'm gonna make that viable, because it's like, yeah, I can limit the inventory, but there's still gonna be someone who's gonna be like, hey, we're gonna have a friend come in and play Pack Mule. Throw me an energy charge. Just like, yeah, that's. They're gonna find ways. The players are always gonna find ways. Uh, if I do a strut and code it that way, maybe I could limit them as items that's only insertable into certain things that have tags, like weapons or structure. Maybe? I don't know. Like I said, the whole idea about rechargeable batteries for weapons is... I need to play around with that, because outside of the hoarding, if they repair it, that'll definitely break the game, because they will not use any other weapon. I want every weapon to be viable. I want them to be viable, but I don't want them... Because there's some games where it's like, yeah, there's no point in getting these weapons because, you know, they don't do as much damage, or they don't... It's like, a gun is a platform, essentially. What really counts is the ammunition. That's what's going to be the deciding factor on whether people use it or not. And I need to make certain weapons viable, not because, oh, it does better, but because, you know, this is the situation it's best at, but it can also be applied elsewhere. It's a tool. Well, tool for self-defense, I should say. Because if I say that, people will try to use the gun to freaking craft things. Yes, watch as I take my pistol and hammer in this nail. It's like, I mean, you can, but, yeah. See, that... I mean, it's not a bad idea. Because, like, no, you don't have more signatures. You don't have... Oh, no. And then a new idea popped in. Alright, fine. Let's see. You... Not Jim Bob. Go away, Yogi Bear. Yes. Jim Bob, the yogi-friendly bandit. Hey, boo-boo. What you got in that back? I see you're not really, packing much heat. What a shame. I'm gonna have to rob you. To energy. And I'll say signature, because I don't know. I don't want to say enemies because I'm gonna be vague. Because I'm not gonna make that well known what I plan. I want to keep the AI. I'll make certain things like, yeah, the factions. I'm gonna keep that kind of blank because, you know, I already have an enemy right here. Oh, well, I say enemy. I think I just want to make that the list. Bandits, factions. What was it? Not because the factions are pissed. Because standing. There we go. Reputation. Because you can make enemies out of them. Oh, that's the other thing. Oh, frick. I need to find a file real quick. Not that. Shoot. I think I've written it as a story. Maybe then again, I shouldn't write it as a story. Yeah, whatever. But that's the other thing, too. I wouldn't mind doing videos like this, where I was just discussing game design. The issue is, there are the game developers, and they're not very good. I want to keep them that way. I can't be having competition when I have the edge. Yeah. Because I am the edge. Oh, right. That's the tutorial. Frick. Where are you? You had all my ideas. That I'm basically... Cause I am kind of the story... I don't say story. More like the setting itself is being ripped out of a story I made. Which was also kind of stolen off of a game. Shush. Oh, no. Either this is an idea for a game, or this is a freaking just I need to go look through this. Oh, that's why I'm not even in the right folder. Arena of Tombs, right, the Volcanoid thing. No. There it is. Oh, it's Hortus. Hortus Vitae. Little story I was trying to write. Well, do not be alarmed when I say KKND. Kill, conquer, and destroy. You had the symmetricals. As I misspell it. You had the mutants. You had the human mutants and freaking what did they call them? It's like Section 9 or something. It's like androids, mutants? No, not mutants. They're peeling machines. So yeah, robots. Just call them what they are, robots. Biological nukes. Okay, that was their whole premise of that game story. We dropped a bunch of nukes. Some of them were biological. And the rest of us went underground, while everyone else up top kind of got mutated. Apparently in the sequel, they're like, oh yeah, they had farmer robots. They got pissy because they were farmer robots. And then we destroyed everything. So they hate all humans, mutant and symmetrical alike. It's like, okay, fine, 3 factions, a little story. It's like, yeah, it's basic. And it works for what I'm trying to do right now. As for... Right, we're talking about ammunition. Like I said, I'm gonna have to play with that idea. Once it's going, I can implement a little bit of it and test it. No, they'll have a name. It's just the idea. The story I've rewritten for that is, it kind of scares me, and I kind of don't want to know what it's gonna be like when I make them into a faction. Oh, I can close this one now. I think I might do that. Either as a short or I'll do it as a full video. Just have it do it as an audiobook type thing. Because I've written it, it's just I never did anything else with it. I think I was just trying to turn it into an animation, but it never really worked out. Oh, okay. I've been muted this entire time. Great. Anyway, yeah, I think I'm gonna continue doing the streams like this. I'm gonna have them working on this, and then yeah, I'll just separate it into things that I'll have actually really willing to discuss, and other things that'll be worked in the background. So yeah, until next time, bye.